People often thank veterans for their service. What they don't usually ask is what happens after the service ends. For me, that question was harder than anything I expected. I spent 8 years in the United States Army. The Army gave me structure. It gave me purpose. It gave me a mission. Every day, I knew exactly what was expected of me. I knew where I belonged. I knew who I was. Then one day, it was over. Nobody talks enough about that moment. There isn't a ceremony that magically prepares you for becoming a civilian again. There isn't a class that teaches you how to rediscover yourself. One day, you're part of something bigger than yourself. The next day, you're expected to figure it all out on your own. And that's exactly where I found myself. Lost. Not because I lacked skills, not because I lacked experience. I was lost because I no longer knew who I was without the Army. For years, my identity had been tied to service, my schedule, my goals, my purpose. Everything had been connected to the mission. When that mission ended, I felt like I was drifting. From the outside, I looked successful. Inside, I was searching for direction. I think a lot of people experience this, not just veterans. Maybe you've left a career. Maybe you've gone through a divorce. Maybe your children grew up and left home. Maybe life changed in a way you never expected. Suddenly, the question becomes, who am I now? That was my reality. I wish I could tell you that I immediately found the answer. I didn't. Instead, I kept searching. That's part of what led me back to Iraq and Afghanistan as a civilian contractor. At the time, it seemed like a career decision. Looking back, I think it was something deeper. I missed having a mission. I missed feeling needed. I missed being part of something where every day mattered. The work was dangerous. Most people would have questioned the decision. Some probably thought I was crazy. Maybe they were right. But what I know now is that I wasn't really chasing a job. I was chasing purpose. And purpose can make people do extraordinary things. It can also make people take extraordinary risks. For a while, I convinced myself that if I just found the right job, everything would make sense again. If I found the right country, the right city, the right opportunity, the right paycheck, then I would finally feel complete. But purpose doesn't work that way. No job can tell you who you are. No title can tell you who you are. No paycheck can tell you who you are. That's a lesson I would spend years learning. At the time, though, I was still in the middle of the search, still trying to build a life that made sense, still trying to understand what my future could look like. What I didn't know was that life was about to surprise me. A few years later, I would land what felt like the perfect career opportunity. I would finally find work that energized me, work that challenged me, work that made me excited to wake up in the morning. And for the first time, I would begin to believe that I had found my place. In the next episode, I'll share why I chose to return to Iraq and Afghanistan after leaving the military and what those experiences taught me about resilience, risk, and purpose. Because sometimes the road to finding yourself takes you to places you never expected to go. And sometimes those places change you forever.